Hi all, how are you today? I'm Angie. Welcome to Learn Love Tarot, where I teach many lessons on astrology and how to read your personal birth chart. If you don't already have a personal birth chart and you would like one, there is a description below in the box that where you can access information or for a personal reading as well. So the reason for the reading today is because I wanted to share the cards that I pulled for everyone that is part of or will be a part of if you haven't seen it yet. We recorded with the awakened Jenn as the host, and on her channel I will attach a link to that so you can watch. A few of us Soulful Revolution readers get together for fun, and we talked about what was happening in the energy that day. So Thursday the 22nd, we had Mercury moving into Pisces, and we already had Neptune, Saturn, the sun recently entered Pisces on the 18th, kind of blowing up that Neptune energy, which is dreamy energy Pisces loves. But then we kind of had Daddy Saddy coming in and saying, well, we need to make sure that, keep your eye on the ball, see how his attention is really focused on that balance. He wants us to do well. He wants us to make sure we're learning the lessons that we are here to learn. Okay, so he was already there, and then the sun came in to say, oh, you're not paying attention yet. We're going to give some extra attention to Pisces energy here with that Neptune and Saturn. So Neptune and Saturn are kind of, well, they're opposite energies because one is the taskmaster, right? And Neptune's all about dreams, and it can be illusions. So Daddy Saddy might be asking us to understand what's an illusion and what is actually reality. Okay, something probably that we did not really want to be looking at. Now, on the 22nd, kind of what threw a wrench in the works for the energy for all of us, for the collective, is Mercury, the planet of communication, moving into Pisces. Okay, so when that happens, normally Mercury in Pisces is fine. It's not exalted there, but it doesn't love it, but it can deal with it. But because we had Daddy Saddy there, it's all about, well, crud. People are extra emotional, taking things out of context, or our words might be taken incorrectly out of context, or we might receive them and be upset with others' words where we wouldn't normally be that way. Okay, so I did a spread after that live, and I shared it with Jenn, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what we were talking about. So I wanted to offer that to you today just to give you some clarification. Now, the new cards I did pull and forgot thought I hit record. Apparently I didn't. We had the release the dark wound, let love live. And that is a 25 card. That's what I was thinking, 25, which is a 7. Okay, so this is going to increase our receptivity regarding spirituality, the ability to read and receive messages, okay, from spirit, and trust our own intuition. And then right after that, or right behind that, they came out as a two cards at once. Spirals of manifestation. Okay, and now whatever this wound was, do you see how this swirl here is now this portal energy? This is opening doors. Okay, so whatever this wound was, now it is supporting you. It's got your back. It's a shield. Okay, so whatever was in the past, we're leaving it behind, and we're walking through that energetic gateway, making a new choice. Okay, based on, oh, I get it. Most likely, if you watch my last reading, due to examining those past traumas that we've carried with us into our adult relationships unwittingly, they were probably in the subconscious. Pisces is the 12th house of the subconscious, and that's what the sun is amplifying for everyone this month, okay, as the sun is in Pisces. Now, the bottom of the deck, this is a very colorful deck. And look at the synchronicity and all these like mutable colors. Okay. So Pisces is a mutable sign. Okay. That means you can go with the flow. And so there's another confirmation there of your bags are already packed. You know what this is. You just got to step through the doorway. And I've been seeing, I talked with Jen about that too. I've been seeing this archway there in my drawings, and I've been getting them in my own personal cards as well. This is called Every Journal Starts. Journal. Yes, journal. Because then you can go back and see your progress, which is also a topic we talked about. Every journey starts with a single step. Now, in the reading that I did, that's a 12 card, which is a 3, so trining energy. Okay, this 3 is the month of March, and this is what you're contemplating here. And not to sound gross, but inside that portal, it kind of looks like, our insides, we shall say. You got to go deep, deep, deep inside and examine what is making us repeat patterns. Okay, so we all have done that, and it's our job as humans to figure out what that is. Underneath that is going beyond normal. It's a 14, it's a 5 card there with change. And advice is to focus on the light, which was on the split while I was shuffling the deck for this reading for you. So even though I'm just showing you the cards and the way they laid out, I did want to pull some new energy to see where we were with this. Okay, we've got to do something different, something going beyond the normal of what we've done before. And again, when we release these wounds, okay, we are able to then manifest at a faster rate because our energy isn't being sucked down the vortex, right? Worrying or being anxious about the future, focusing on the moment, releasing that wound, going, okay, I understand why it was there. And here's what I'm going to do about it. There's all kinds of feathers, which we also talked about on the live. So we had Dawn starting us off with the astrology of the moment, and then I did a manifestation to teach you how to ground your energy and calm your own energy down. And we had Elizabeth talk about mourning grief, and that is a thing. And we had Ceree wrap us up and share some of her insights as well. So it was a really good session. It was a great time to be spending together because it hasn't been some easy energy to navigate, okay, which I'm sure you feel as well. Now, my last reading was about topsy-turvy, things being turned on their end, going underneath the iceberg in order to see everything that was kind of hidden underneath, because on top of the water is just a small portion of us, right? And that reading talked all about opening the hole in the ice, going fishing, and just diving into the depths to retrieve what this lesson is so we can stop it once and for all and not have to repeat it. Now, in that reading, the center card, it was what is already with you, and it had moths around it, and moth to a flame burned by the fire, right? Something you keep being drawn back to, but getting burned by it. And here that is coming back here with all of these moths. Your bags are packed, babes. So I want to share with you the cards that I pulled, and I don't normally use this as a 9-card spread, my standard 9-card spread, but I did on this one for some reason. I haven't picked up this deck forever. Okay, so let me make sure here. Oh, I got the cards right because I had some pretty amazing insights after that live, and I'll attach the link to that below in the description. Okay, all right. So these are all my notes on the spread that I laid. And so I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. We had that Mercury entering Pisces. It was 2 22, February 22nd, and I still, the triple twos will not quit. Trust fall is 222. Okay. Your angels ask you to trust your place in life right now. You are in the right place at the right time. Take a look around and enjoy the moment. Everything is where it's supposed to be. So I hope that brings you comfort. The energy does feel 10 times better than it did last week. So I'll only share here with what we got. The U position was stars. Okay, see all the books behind them. This is the knowledge. This is shared knowledge. We did talk about being way showers, and you know, a third grader can teach a first grader. So there's that energy there. Stars. The situation. Okay, is this card here, and it is called Mirror. Treat your body like the palace that it is. And one of my the reading actually that's scheduled to come out tomorrow for Soulful Revolution, I talk about my dream imaging that came out in the reading, and it was all about meeting someone matching your orange, because where you were at was not the right vibration for you. It was pulling your energy down. Okay. And the reason we kept being in that uncomfortable place is because we were repeating patterns that needed to be released. Okay. The third card out is the opportunity here. Don't doubt your worth. Don't doubt your worth. And this one is, oddly enough, or not oddly enough, lighthouse. So my reading that's coming out tomorrow on MJ's channel is You Are the Lighthouse Warrior. Okay. Use it. Now, in the recent past, this is escapist, come home to yourself. The number 32, which is also a 5. The stars card was a 5 as well. The mirror was a 4, and the lighthouse is a 2. Okay, so in the past, maybe just absorbing ourselves, just learning, right? But there's only so much we can learn, right? And then at some point, we have to just go for it and take that single step. Okay, and go beyond normal. Also, another 5. Okay, that's what this is asking us to do. So, listener, querent, you're probably a pathfinder or a friend or relative. So, thank you very much for being here. I very much appreciate your support and having a ball doing personal readings, and just absolutely love it. Okay, so no escaping. Maybe you've been a little bit of a hermit. The next card is a 34, which is the energy of 7, spiritual help here. Okay, this is called Voyage, and see her checking the map, kind of getting her bearings there. There are shooting stars, and we do have a crescent moon. It's dark on the right side with the crescent on the left. So the timing is right now as we're winding down to the new moon and Pisces coming up here on Sunday, March 10th. Now, what was funny about this, what had happened was, you know how I randomly get little, hey, check out this. It was a short, and it was showing a female diver. This whale just kind of would not leave her side, and she was startled by this. She has feather earrings too. She was startled by this until she got closer to the boat. It was pushing her towards the boat that was out with her. And when she finally kind of saw why the whale was doing this, there was a tiger shark, you know, that would have surely attacked her had that whale not been there to save her. And check out that whale tail there in the back. Whales are also a spiritual guides and messengers helping us on our way, showing us the way. And then the near future energy of this lighthouse energy, don't doubt your worth, is thorns. Weave together the crown you deserve. It's a 14 card, so another 5. So I'm going to go through all the pieces here that I made notes on so that you can understand what I've seen. But I just wanted you to notice how there's a child, kind of a teenager, and then the mother. So see how they're taking all of those roses and making them into they're hanging the roses out to dry. Roses to me are significant of love, right? And of swords energy. Yes, something does cut to the truth and it's a relief to have the truth about something, but it's still a sword and it cuts. You know, you can still put together these beautiful flowers, but there are thorns on them. You might bleed a little bit. And the opportunity here, okay, this has already happened. She's already hung them on the wall. Okay, near future energy of that, you are going through this right now. And it's kind of like, making lemonade out of lemons. Number 5s are bookending energy here, also in color energy. So this is something regarding love or regarding passion. That's our first chakra, our root chakra, examining our roots, our family heritage. If you have not checked out the reading yet, it did turn out to be a rather long one, but literally every single sign and synchronicity that I got came out in the reading. So if you feel like when you watch the live that you were resonating with what we were talking about there, especially difficult conversations that may need to be had or had been had. Okay, in the past, what was blocking or what was causing this escapist behavior, what was blocking your manifestation. Okay, so stars, you can manifest your every wish. Spirals of manifestation, completely different deck. Okay, the block in my reading was the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. 10 of Cups, rather, sorry. So it was a past wound regarding love that you learned somehow to navigate the world with, most likely a pattern of attachment, okay? We're either securely or insecurely attached, depending on how our needs were met as babies and young children. And then we inadvertently start to carry that same pattern of behavior and reacting to the world that we did because it was the way we learned to survive and read the energy of that moment. Okay, so in the block in the past, see that a second whale, a blocked position means that that card would be read in reverse. Okay, and this says lioness, you've earned all of your stripes. This is you not seeing the magnificence of you. Okay, we weren't listening to spirit. Okay, and now you are. You're already in the boat. You're already on the journey. Your bags are packed. Now you just got to take this next step. Okay. What Spirit wants us to know is my card number 8, which was tree. And the meditation on Thursday night, we did use a tree metaphor for our body to understand how deeply we are connected to ancestors known and unknown. You always want to ask for their protection for those ones who love you unconditionally, whether we know them or not. It says, let them go. And immediately when I saw that, I thought of, we don't need no water. You know what the rest of that is. So Spirit wants us to know if you're worried if you're making the right decision or not. Yes, let it go, because it's been blocking you. Okay, it's been blocking you from being able to manifest. It's blocked your every wish thus far. Okay, that is a number 18 card, which is another 9, which matches the spirals of manifestation. What I just said, letting them go, okay, will, or letting this situation go, this job, friendship, whatever it is. It could even be the familial relationship that has a hard pattern still, right? It's stuck. Let it go. Let it go. Final outcome card 27. So now we have a 99, which was also, we got 99 problems. Okay. That number's been coming up quite a bit as well. And it's the Witch card. Justice is coming. The center of my reading was, bless your heart, because even though that sounds like not, oh, bless your heart, is way different than, oh, bless their heart. Different connotation with the tone, right? Same situation, different meanings on each end. Now, what I found extremely interesting about this was, if we're reading that in a blocked position, we have these corners of yellow, right? So your yellow chakra is literally what guides you towards your joy. Your joy was being blocked. You got to set on fire what you thought was bringing your joy, because was it? Was it really? Or were we hanging on to it out of habit, or some kind of misguided loyalty, when the bottom line is, how does it feel? Does it feel good to you or bad to you? That's not you being paranoid. That's going, it feels great in my body, ease, openness, flow, or it feels really freaking terrible in my body, anxiety, constriction. Okay. That's what was blocking you. Okay. Stay with me here. Number 41 card, another 5. Okay, so bottom of the deck for me, how I read this energy is the environment, what's happening around you, what's going on, which is another reason I flipped out, because she's wearing a sundress, but catching snowflakes on her tongue. And she also, if you can see her skin there, she has that, if you ever see, did you remember America's Next Top Model? And she looks like a gorgeous puzzle, right? Because there are parts of her skin that are white and parts of her skin that are darker. Okay, so it's, again, the opposite ends of that lemonscape energy. And whatever this was, you are enjoying the moment. Doesn't matter if you're in a sundress and it's winter outside, you're wearing a sundress, damn it. And there are all these mountains behind you. This, like I said in my reading, bless your heart, this struggle already happened. This is now accepting the pain of it, going, okay, yeah, that sucked, but do I want to keep doing that? Okay, do I want to keep doing that? And then I believe the past card was the Wheel of Fortune in that case. So I'm going to keep coming up here with this energy. So then we had Homeward, number 42. A funny story about this card. Take yourself out on a date, and see that little yellow bird of sunshine there visiting her. Her door is open. Whatever this was is done come out of the closet. Okay, you're looking right at it. That is a sword there, a sword of truth. Here is a bat on the other side, so that could be a wand. And I think of that as her left hand. Okay, that's your receiving energy. And that right hand is the giving energy. So whatever this spark, this creative idea, maybe a new start with passion, whatever that was, it's going out as some kind of sword of truth. You remember, just like the thorns, that is double-sided. Okay. Doors open, doors opening. Now this, when I get here, spaceship, don't be afraid to sing. Another 43 card, or another number 7. Okay, I've been having 7s like crazy. And I had in my meditation rocket, and I could not figure out where that came from. But we'll get there in a second because I want you to kind of hear what I interpreted through these messages. Every hurricane comes to an end, and it's a 44 card. So if that number resonates with you, okay, we had kind of the storm already coming of that Mercury moving into Pisces. Again, maybe something we didn't want to hear, something that we were trying to kind of la over, right? The dark clouds in the background there that are now matching up with this color energy. Okay, so let me come back to my notes here. So you can manifest your every wish. I wrote down like this library here. This is vast knowledge. In our live, we talked about, you can think of this Pluto and Aquarius and Saturn kind of jumping into Pisces there, as instead of at the first week of school, it's all introductions and fun. First day of school, it's your final exam for the whole entire year will be next week. Okay, so instead of panicking and having anxiety about what we don't know, we really need to rely on what we do know. Okay, everybody's taking the same test, but what is your knowledge base? Does it mean you're going to fail it just because you don't know the new information? Or do you have enough? Do you have enough information that you can already tap into for your best and highest good? Okay, and then I wrote down, yep, how about see it as what you already have? The books behind you have already been read. Okay, you know enough. Trust yourself. All right. Second card has 4 doves around it in musical notes. In my Bless Their Heart reading, I talked about Prince's song, When Doves Cry, and also Cream, because there were a lot of synchronicities around that. So this is the situation. Okay, even though those doves are there, it's always a sign of hope, of peace, and they came back for us here, even with the musical notes. So I just am delighted to see that. Treat your body like the palace that it is. Okay, it's like her arms are open. She's released the dark balloon in order for to allow love in. Okay, we've got to create space, guys. If we don't have the space, if we're still doing the same lesson with the same person or the same lesson and different people, that's our job. That's the test. That's our job, to make a hole in the ice, go fishing, and figure out what that is. Now here for the lighthouse energy. So I am always enough is the sign that she's hanging up. And with beauty, you do get pain. And now this pain is hanging on her wall just as part of her environment, part of her understanding and energy. There's also a crystal ball there. There is a conch shell, more books, and of course that lantern up at the top here, and the hermit. Okay, if you'd been hermiting yourself in the past, the hermit holds the star to light his way, because the hermit has already learned. They've already taken that huge long journey, that part of the journey of self-understanding. Okay, that star there looking like a North Star, right up there in the corner. And then this gray, this bluey gray green energy is lightening up to light blue. Light blue and butter yellow for me are as soulmate energy. So this could have felt it was a soulmate, whatever this was. Okay, if this is the working environment, same thing, same concept. This was a false flame. Okay, if that involved pain, if it involved patterning, that you were repeating, and you finally had that Ace of Swords aha moment of like, oh, it's this attachment wound, right? Because of how you form that attachment, that is now what is informing you to move forward with and letting it away. Okay, then we come down to that come home to yourself. Okay, the escapist, making a change instead of kind of just, it's great to be passionate about what you're into, as long as you're not just sitting on your creative energy. See that orange? You don't want to just sit on it. Okay, if your flame, if your violet flame has been ignited within your third eye, okay, as you pull behind the brain, this is what our pineal gland sits in, okay, shaped exactly like this on the eye of Horus from a side view. If that was the case, okay, you had all this passionate energy around you, but you were sitting on your creativity, okay, because you didn't understand that you had already earned your stripes, and it's bookending again this bookcase. You already know enough. Remember, everybody else is getting the same test. Do you think you're going to do better or worse based on your experiences? Okay, we can transmute that, accept the pain, and go, oh, that's what it meant to teach me. Love yourself, love the energy. It's okay that we repeated things because we're no longer repeating them. We have Saturn there helping us out to do that. Now, we're gathering our bearings again. You already have all the answers in the voyage. I feel like I talked about that enough. And again, the crescent moon in that card is as we're winding the full moon light of Virgo from Saturday morning. We're winding it down to turn off the light. Okay, because that is when the moon is blocked from view. Okay, and meditate and contemplation here, because new moons are all about new beginnings, and that new beginning is indeed coming. And when I was cleaning up here, changing my whole table around because I want to get a new perspective, I didn't even know this card was missing from the deck. It was underneath all these other big cards, not even with the original deck. That's the Two of Cups, which I just got in my own personal reading that Spirit wanted me to know in that position number 8. So I wanted to share that with y'all as well, because it is really complementing this kind of teal, green, blue energy here of the South Node releasing. Any other notes on the ancestors? Yes, root chakra red. You were in the weeds of it, but again, that is it's already behind us. That the worst part is over, and not even meaning to. I'll wait till I get up to spaceship, but remind me to talk about my nails there. All right, I just want to check if I have any other notes on sundress. That's in winter, doing it for you. Oh, here we go. You earned your stripes. Some of you could be, when you let this go, you're like, I'm going on vacation. That was not fun. And I feel like because this voyage is part of the center of the read and our bags are packed there in that other card, you just take the step and get on the boat. It's at the dock. Okay, it's at the dock, ready to go. Ceree already said the visions I got on that. Oh, on this. So with the switch energy, it's kind of very, Wizard of Ozzy. I'm like, well, what's this basket? I was thinking, why is my eye drawn to that basket? And I was like, okay, well, what was in Dorothy's basket? Provisions. You have you have what you need. You're taking with you what you need to keep you nourished moving forward. You've learned the lesson of discernment here. Spirit wants you to know that's the right decision for you. Now, see this purpley fuchsia energy here? That is the star chakra. That is indeed our ancestors helping us. Don't be afraid to sing. Airy Three of Cups energy, which was on the bottom of the deck for the Bless Your Heart reading. Definitely go back and check that out, okay? If you have time. Any other notes? Truth is coming out of the closet. Um, baseball bat. I wrote down, is anybody beating someone's a double asterisks? I think with your words though, because of that sort of truth, right? The truth is the truth is the truth. If they didn't want to acknowledge it, that's none of our business. That's not our lesson. If someone's keeping a loop open by not learning the lesson, that loop is going to keep repeating for them until they do. And what happens is spirit makes the consequences and the challenges worse and worse and worse until it forces you down to your knees to stop doing that pattern. Okay, because you have a mission here. We got shit to do. Now, I love so much this do it for you, the musical notes here, also in the voyage, and then also in that spaceship card too, our musical notes. Before we get there, this homework. So my one girlfriend, Monica, had this bird. She called him Larry, and he would just beat himself up against her sliding glass. They tried everything, and they're like, "Oh, Larry's back." And I think he came back for either 2 or 3 years. Every time he'd come back and still try to beat himself. It's like the Nine of Wands energy, repeating the same patterns but expecting a different result. So what I found funny about this is not only was I like, "Look, it's Larry." There's a path. Okay, she's opening the door now, letting in this knowledge. The truth is coming out of the closet, you guys. So it is a songbird. That's where I was getting, because in all the music notes we have the canaries, like somebody's singing like a canary, and it might not be that person, but it might be like accidental slip, is what came out in my reading. Could have been a child accidentally spilling the beans, or somebody else spilling the beans, not knowing that they were actual beans to spill. Okay, it feels like it's coming out like that. Now, Canary spirit tells us to savor our joy. And back in the 17th century, it was very chic to have a canary, which is Nine of Pentacles energy, because she's holding a falcon. So that was kind of a status symbol. And the Nine of Pentacles is the energy, it's a lower octave of the Queen of Pentacles, which we then move up to Empress energy, which is all four queens. And I'm getting a big confirmation on that. So coal miners used to take the canaries with them into the coal mines because carbon monoxide, the bird would get off of its perch and just fall off the perch. And that was a sign to them, poison, carbon monoxide, everybody out. Okay. So this Larry that was beaten up on the door, okay, something was trying to tell you all this whole time. It's been knocking on your door, collective. Okay, now the door is open. That canary is there to, you're like, okay, what does it sing? Go ahead and sing. Go ahead and sing. I'm ready for it. Let's see if I had anything else. Oh yeah, 17th century, which the last time we had Pluto moving into Aquarius was the 17th century. It was the toppling of all the hierarchical structures that were not for the good of the whole, but were stacked in the favor of a few. Gone. Okay. Done. Marie Antoinette, done. Spanish and French kings, done. Okay, the tyranny is over. Now, I have been trying to figure out since I got this message in a song, because it's not often for me that I get a song as a message that I don't know, because how people get signs is all unique to you, and basically you're like the guesser in charades, and you have to figure out what the message is, but they're using information, right, to guide you there, usually with what you know. So So I found this little tiny alligator back in, I think, November, December, in the parking lot on my way to teach yoga. And there's all kinds of messages associated with that. But then I was like, that made me think of Crocodile Rock. So I asked Alexa to play Crocodile Rock, and she did. And I was like, okay, I'm still not getting the connection of the message here. Okay. I realized that when I was little, I had, instead of crocodile rocket, I was saying fire rocket, da 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 da. And again, that ties into the bless your heart message because, kids hear things and interpret them the way we interpreted our upbringing. Okay, if there's still pain held around there, I, I will guarantee you it is playing out right now if you haven't examined that or have ever kind of connected those things together. So then I was like, fire rocket, fire rocket, what the heck is that? And then I heard, I'm an alligator. I'm a space invader. And I was like, that is not, and it was music. And I was like, I've never in my life heard that lyric. So of course I had to get on and search. And here it was Moonage Daydream by David Bowie. Now that was released in 1972, the year I was born. I don't care. It is what it is. I earned my rings in my tree. But apparently that Moonage Dream song was released and played live by Bowie. And when he performed that song at Hammersmith Odeon in full Ziggy Stardust persona, okay, his get up at that time was super radical. Okay, it was a sense of this freedom, which is very moving from Pluto and Capricorn to Pluto and Aquarius. It is all about invention. It is about jumping in that spaceship. It is about letting our freak flag fly. Freak flag, look, say it 10 times fast. And there's Saturn right here in this card as well. Remember, that is kind of shaking up Pisces energy right now. And there's 3 mermaids here in this card. And this is not the mermaid deck. Okay. So yeah, fire rocket. It was liberation, the possibility of belonging, your most authentic inner self, societal roles. The album helped loosen binaries around gender, sexuality, performance, and identity. This information is off of my app in iTunes. It broadened the vocabulary of mainstream rock. Okay, so again, Aquarius energy is community building out rather than stacking up on top, following the societal norms because we've always done them that way. That's how you know when something needs to stop. And then let's see. Inner boxes, pre-existing roles be damned, an energy of subversion, which is challenging societal norms. And it was in the music. It was nasty but glamorous, theatrical but intimate, and punk before punk. Before punk was coined, like it was a very cabaret style of rock and roll. Okay, so now I'm seeing the opposites come back in that bless your heart reading in here too. I didn't even realize that at the time. Let's see, anything else I wanted to share here. Bowie always talked about the film Space Odyssey, influenced by the 2001 Ziggy Stardust Under the Clockwork Orange era. Okay. Like Warhol, Bowie treated his art in part as a synthesis of his interests. And I kind of thought, oh, well, that's what I do. I love lots of different things. I always wish that someone could just follow me around and take down my ideas and follow through on them. Because it's just all the things. I just want to always be swimming in that creative energy. So the point is, I kept trying to, it was bothering me. Fire rocket, what does this have to do with anything? Okay, there's the rocket. It's Saturn. What patterns is it time to finally learn the lesson on so that we can release them in order to manifest our every desire? Okay, if a feather comes to you soon, there's your sign. If you're starting to see this Fibonacci sequence, a sunflower will be a perfect example of that, a numerical sequence that is perfection of nature. Okay. And then in the environment, again, this travel energy, voyage, every journey starts with a single step. So if it means anything to you, we've got a, if you're a numbers person like me, 542, 575, 499, and then we had 567. Okay, and I've been seeing 1234 a lot as well. 1 2 semicolon, excuse me, colon 3 4. So that is like a process. We're taking the necessary steps. 1234 also signifies that abundance is just around the corner. So I hope that message finds you well, gives you some reassurance. If you start seeing animals, I just talked to my cousin today about that, like write them down. The other day I was leaving when I left my nail appointment. I was in motion in the car and it looked like I could just reach out and grab them. And they were 2 geese. And there's always a ton of geese. There's never just 2. And they were flying in synchronicity due west. Okay. And if you've ever seen the animal deck, it's 2 geese. The love geese are in the air, which is the 2 of Cups energy. So collective, I don't think you see it coming, but doing all this work, understanding the lesson. Okay. This is all this orangey peachy energy. When you see the Soulful Revolution come out tomorrow for that reading, I'm so excited. I hope you love it as much as I loved it. My dream was about, I don't, no spoiler alert here, I want you to see it, but I was wearing orange in my dream, and it was about somebody being able to match my orange. Okay, let go of what isn't so that you can usher in and welcome what is, but you gotta let spirit know you're ready for it. Rocket, you ready to take off? I know I am. Much love and light to you, and I will see you tomorrow. Lola says goodbye too.